Hi makers, and welcome back to the channel. In today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this crochet beanie, which can be for absolute beginners if you are one of those beginners that pick up on things very quickly, or you can just challenge yourself and try to learn how to make a keyboard beanie. There is a free written pattern available for this, but before we go any further guys, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I know we've only started, but I can promise you it's going to be so easy to follow. So give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you already haven't. And after you subscribe, be sure to ring that notification bell. I was saying there's a free pattern. You'll find that link in the description box below. There's also the link to the paid version of the pattern on Etsy. So find those links down below together with the materials that I used to achieve this beanie. I made two. The other one is quite smaller. The only difference to get the smaller and the longer one is just the number of rows of the cable. We'll be starting from down here and making our way up, which will be followed by decreasing. You can add a pom-pom at the top if you wish, but I just did it like this so that you can see that it looks just as beautiful without. So without further ado now guys, let's get right into the tutorial. So to achieve this beanie, you're gonna need your 5mm hook and your worsted weight yarn. So begin by making a chain slip knot just like that, and then I'm just going to start with a chain of 15. Since we're going to have to make a very long chain, I'm going to show you a little trick in order to keep the chain straight. You're going to grab the end of your hook and you're going to insert it right into the first chain that you made there. So if I place it down, that's what it looks like. So that's 15 for me, and for the size that I'm making for this beanie, I'm going to be crocheting 60. If you're a larger size, you just add 12, or if you're smaller, you just reduce 12. So I'm going to pause the video so that I can finish counting my 60 chains, then I'll meet you so that we can slip stitch together. So I have my 60 chains, and now I'm just going to slip stitch into that first chain that I made. Like I said, that was going to make it so much easier to insert the tip of the hook the base of the hook into the first chain that we made. So now to begin our work, we're going to begin with a chain of 2, and now into the first chain, which is this one, or the last one actually, which is this one, we're going to go into the back bump and place a half double crochet. And we're going to be placing half double crochets into the back bumps of all the 60 or whatever number you chains. Just like that. And the reason why we're doing this is because this is going to be the base of our beanie and we want it to look as neat as possible. So continue working into the back bumps only, placing your double crochets, and I will meet you once you're done. So I thought the camera was rolling and I realized it wasn't, but after I ended the row, I just slip stitched into the first stitch that I made, and then made a chain of 2, and then I started on this 2 front posts and 1 back post. Let me just show you. Let me finish this one. So after the whole slip stitch and then a chain 2, you're gonna skip the first one right here because this was our chain 2. We're not gonna count that chain 2. That, like I said earlier, or in the free pattern anyway, I said this does not count as a stitch. So you're gonna go into the first stitch and you're gonna place 2 front posts just like that, and then into the next one you're going to place 1 back post double crochet, and then 2 front post double crochets. Oops, let me do that again. I'm just going behind the stitch and placing a double crochet, and it's called a front post double crochet, and then you're going to be placing 1 back post. You're going to be going through the front and creating a back post, 1 double crochet, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. So at the end you're going to be ending with a back post, one back post double crochet, since you began with 2 front posts. So you pause the video and I'm going to continue doing this. I'll meet you at the very end of the row. So I have ended my row, and now I am going to slip stitch into the top of that, the first stitch that we made, chain 2. And we're going to be repeating, this was 2 rows, we're going to be repeating this for 4 more rows to make 6 rows. So we're just going to go back into doing the same thing that we're doing, front posts and back posts. And front posts and a back post. And just like that. So you go on doing this for, if you want your band to be longer, then you can make it longer than the 6 rows. If you want it to be shorter, you can make it less than the 6 rows. It's all up to you. That's the beauty of making your own clothing. So I'm gonna make 6 though, and then after the 6 I will meet you right back. So this, so far we're on row 3. So pause the video, finish your band, and then you can come right on back and we'll continue together. So now at the end of row 6, this is what our work should be looking like, our band. And now we're about to begin working on the pattern. So I slip stitch to join already. I'm going to chain 2 as is custom, and then front post, 2 front posts into the first 2 stitches. And now instead of doing a back post double crochet in there, we're going to go in with a half double crochet. Just a normal half double crochet followed by 2 front posts. And now into this one right here, we're gonna go in with 2 front post double crochets. Just like that. Now 2 front posts. A half double crochet. 2 front posts, followed by a half double crochet, 2 front posts, followed by a half double crochet. So from here on, we're going to be separating these. Hold on, let's just do 2 more front posts so that I can explain. We're trying to set the base for the cable work on the 7th row. So if you remember, we did these 2 front post double crochets here instead of a double crochet. Now, before we do make another one of these, we're going to be separating them by 4 sets of 2 front post cable, 2 front post double crochets. So after the 2 front increase of 2 front post double crochets right here, setting the base for a cable, we're gonna work 4 sets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna make another one in this one right here. Another 2 sets of front post double crochets right there, and then we'll work 1, 2, 3, 4 more sets and place another one right here. So let's do that together. 2 front posts, followed by a half double crochet, So far I've made 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th. And then in there we're making 2 front post double crochets. There we go. And then I'll repeat the very same thing. That's my first set. Second. Third. And this is the 4th. And then, as we did earlier, we'll do another 2 sets of front post double crochets. And now we're going towards the end, and I want to show you how it's all going to add up. This is going to be our last set, if you chained as much as I did, that is. And then finishing off and a double crochet, just like that. So to finish off, 1, 2, 3, and perfect. Gonna slip stitch into that first stitch right there. And that's what our work should be looking like just about now. So as I was saying, you've just finished your row and connected with a slip stitch, and this is your last base for the cable. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and your other base. So I believe that makes sense. So now to begin on the first cable row, you're gonna yarn over and make 2 front post double crochets. Yarn over, half double crochet, yarn over, 2 front post double crochets. Now this is where we are going to begin with our cable work. So we're going to skip these 2 front post double crochets right here. We yarn over twice, and into the third we're going to go in with a treble crochet, front post treble crochet. Yarn over twice, into the second, go in with front post treble crochet. So now we're going to be going back to the 2 that we skipped. So we yarn over twice, bring our hook to the first one that we skipped, go in with the front post treble crochet, and then into the very last one, go in with a front post treble crochet, and that's what it should be looking like. Finalize with a half double crochet. And now we're going to work normal front post double crochets, half double crochets until our next base for a treble. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the back, but I'm living near a church, and I think they're doing some serious praying, speaking in tongues if you may. So here we are, next to our base, the front post base. So as usual, yarn over twice. This will be called our first row of the cable, by the way, and there'll be 2 rows repeating from here on. So we're gonna skip the first 2 and into there, go in with the front post treble, front post treble, go back, the first one we skipped, front post treble, and the second one front post treble, and then a half double crochet. So let me just do that with you one more time, because I know from here on now you'll be able to do it by yourself. Front posts, half double, front posts, half double crochet, and front posts, and then we are back to another yarn over twice, skip those 2, treble crochet, 2 treble crochets, yarn over twice, you will go back, and a half double crochet. And that's what it should be looking like. We're setting the base for our cable work. So you're gonna continue doing that, going all the way around, and I will meet you once I'm done with the row. So finish the row, and we're about to begin our second cable row. So just gonna slip stitch into the chain 2. Now we'll begin with our 2 front post double crochets, followed by a half double crochet, and now we are at our first cable. Now second cable row, we will not work these 2 front post double crochets yet, because we're about to start working on the second row of double crochet. So yarn over twice like that, and we're gonna go for the mid section now, this row right here, not these cables that are going this way, but the ones right here in between. You're gonna go into the first one with a treble crochet, and then into the next one with a treble crochet, and now we're gonna go back to the 2 that we skipped, but we'll be going at them from behind. Yarn over twice, bring your hook behind right here, grab the first treble crochet, yarn over, and make a treble crochet. Let me show you that again slower. Yarning over twice, going behind the 2 treble crochets that we made, behind them like that, grabbing the 2 that we left, putting the hook underneath, and then I'm just going to pull it out from this side and complete a treble crochet like that. And then there's these 2 left. Now we're just going to work normal front post double crochets followed by a half double crochet. So I'm going to do that with you again for 2 or 3 more times, and I've just run out of yarn here, so I'm going to have to reconnect. And I am frocking my previous, I don't know if you saw it, a previous crop sweater that I made. If you haven't, check out my other videos if you're new here. So, yarning over and Okay, this yarn has to go to the back. There we go. And a half double crochet. Now we're to our next cable work. So yarn over twice, find the middle cable, go in there with our front post double crochet, and then we're going to go from underneath again, and then normal front post double crochets, followed by, don't forget the half double crochet. And let me do that with you one last time before I let you guys fly off by yourselves for the rest of the row. Turn over twice to the middle, and remember this is our second cable row. And over twice again into the second, and over twice the twisty part, and over twice again, twisty part again, yarn over once, and a half double crochet, and that's it. That's all you're going to do for this row. So you go on doing this for the rest of the rows, and then I'll meet you when we're finalizing. The yarn I'm connecting with, I'm just laying it low on the wrong side of the work. We're going to clean the rest of it off at the end. So finished the row, second row of the trebles. Now we're going to go back to our first row of trebles. Chain 2, and as usual, 2 front post double crochets, followed by a half double crochet, and then 2 front post double crochets, and then we did this row. Remember to have this right here. We're going to skip the set in between, yarn over twice, go right to there, and this next, and I'm about to be out of yarn. Yarn over twice, we're not going underneath anymore because this is our first row, remember. So from the front, let me grab some more yarn. There we go. We're gonna crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2. Did I do that right? Let me restart this right here. Okay. Yarn over twice, go into the first that we skipped, yarn over, pull through. Now let me grab the second strand of yarn. There we go. Over and pull through 2, and over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So my camera cut off as I was recording, but after you change your two, you're going to do 2 front post double crochets. This is a reminder of row 1 of the cable stitches. So 2 front post double crochets, a half double crochet, followed by 2 front post double crochets, and then you're going to yarn over twice and skip the 2 stitches in between. You're going to go to this 2 at the end, into the first one of the 2 front post treble crochet, and then into the other one as well, front post treble crochet, yarn over twice, and then we're going to go back to the 2 stitches that we skipped, and into the first one we skipped, we'll front post treble crochet, and like that, and then into the other one that we skipped as well, front post treble crochet as well, just like that, yarn over and half double slip stitch right in there, and then the cycle will repeat. 2 front posts, a half double, 2 front posts, a half double crochet, 2 front posts, and over twice, skip those 2, front post treble, front post treble, and over twice, those 2 that we skipped, into the first one that we skipped, front post treble, and front post treble. So if you can see, I have done 7 inches worth of this. I'm gonna do 1 more row before we can start the decrease, because we want to end from on the second row. But hold on, we'll do that. I'll show you. We'll do that together. And I'm just gonna show you one last time how we do the second row, so that you can then be comfortable by yourself going on notes from here. So let me just do the first row together one more time. Front posts, followed by moving over twice, skipping those 2 treble crochet right in there, and also right in there, turning over twice, the 2 skipped, into the first you skipped, and then into the second one you skipped, and finishing off with a half double crochet, and you proceed. So continue doing that, and I'll finish. I'm almost at the end, and then I'll show you how we do that second row of the trebles one more time. So I've finished the row, and I'm just gonna slip stitch into there as we do, chain up 2 to begin the row, 2 front post double crochets, followed by a half double crochet. Now second row, remember we always go for the mid cable first, so we're yarning over twice into there, and then into the second, and this is the annoying part, yarning over twice and going behind. And then into the second one again, and then we'll do normal front post double crochets into the other 2 that remain. and then followed by a half double crochet. So I think by now the cables are making sense. So you want to go on placing these for however long you want. You could just have about 6 to 7 inches worked. Look at me. After and take note, I'm measuring from where the cables begin. So which is here. You just want to have 6 to 7 inches. I've got just slightly over 7 inches because from here now we're going to start doing the decreasing afterwards, after here. So you go on repeating these 2 rows for until you have about 6 to 7 inches or however long you want your beanie to be, and then meet me back so that we can start to decrease our beanie. So I finished the row and now we're gonna connect and chain 2. So this is our first row of decreasing. So the decreasing that we'll be doing on this row, we'll only be doing on these 2 sets of front trebles because we'll be turning the 2 into 1. So insert your hook into the front of the first, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, and instead of finishing off with those 2, we're going to insert into the second, yarn over and pull through 2, and right about now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of them, half double crochet as normal. And now we're making the 2 front post half double crochets. The trebles, the cables will be treated just as we have from here on, and we'll skip these 2 into those 2, into the 2 we skipped, and then we'll half double crochet, and then we're onto the treble. So we'll be doing a decrease here again, 3 loops, pull through everything, in the middle is a half double crochet, then we have another 2 sets of trebles, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert behind, pull through 2, 3 loops, pull through everything, a half double crochet, back to a treble, 2 front posts, yarn over twice, skip the 2, front post treble into the first, and front post treble into the second, treble into the first that was skipped, and treble into the last that was skipped. Finalizing it with a half double crochet, and we're back to another decrease of a front post. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 3. A half double crochet, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops, pull through everything, and half double crochet. So pretty much that's it. We're doing that all the way around, just decreasing the 2 trebles. I mean the 2 front posts, the sets of front posts. So you go on doing that, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. I've just finished going around with my first row of decrease. About to begin second row. Slip stitch into the first stitch that was made and chain 2. What was decreased now, we're going to make 1 front post double crochet into there, followed by a half double crochet. So since this is acting like a second row of our cables, we're yarning over twice, skipping these 2, and coming right here, placing a front post treble and into there as well, and then we're gonna go from behind right there and the one that was missed, and we will treble crochet. Oh, I did that wrong. Another pull through 2, another pull through 2, another pull through 2, and then 2 normal double crochets, front post double crochets into there, followed by a half double crochet, and then we're onto another row that we decreased, so we're just going to go behind both and make 1 front post double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and another 1 front post double crochet, a half double, and we're back to another cable row where we're only move twice, going to the middle cables and placing a front post treble crochet. From behind, and finishing off everything with a half double crochet, and then 1 normal double crochet, a half double crochet, and that's what you're going to do for the rest of the row. So you continue doing that, making sure you're only placing 1 double crochets into the the 2 front posts that we decreased all the way, and then I'll meet you on the 3rd row of decrease. I've completed that row, and now we're about to start the 3rd rows of decreasing. So slip stitch to join, chain 2. Now front post double crochet, half double crochet, and then we will start doing our decreasing in the treble, in the cables. So yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and decrease by pulling through all 3. Yarn over twice, so we're skipping the middle, going to this one right here, pull through 2, pull through 2, don't finish, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through everything. Yarn over twice, the 2 that we skipped in the middle right here, into the first, pull through 2, and pull through 2, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through everything, and then finish off with that half double crochet and that front post double crochet, and that half double crochet, front post double crochet, half double crochet again, and then we're back to the cable, don't finish, and pull through 3, yarn over twice, skip the 2, into there, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through everything, yarn over twice into the first that you skipped, pull through 2, and pull through 2, so you have 2 loops on your hook, into the second one, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through everything. Finish that with a half double crochet. And so you're just gonna go on doing that all the way around to finish the row, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Chain 2 to begin, and now we're going to be ignoring all the half double crochet rows, and all the double crochet rows would become half double crochet rows, and the treble crochet rows would become the half double crochet rows. So let's put that into example. The first front post will become a half double crochet. We're going to skip that half double crochet, and now since this would be a second row of the cable, we're gonna skip the first cable, and we're gonna go into the second one right here and place one double crochet instead of a treble. Yarn over, and still going from behind, we're inserting our hook into that one and placing a double crochet, and then into the last one right here, placing that double crochet, skipping the half crochet row, placing your half crochet in. That was supposed to be a half double crochet. Skipping the half double crochet row and right into the, just like that, skipping the half crochet row into the middle. I'm going to be going in with a double crochet, going back to the one I skipped, placing a double crochet, and then into the last one right here, skipping the half double crochet into the front post double, placing in a half double crochet, skipping the half double crochet, and then into the other front post, going in with a double, half double, skipping that one into the second one right here, placing a double crochet from behind, and just like that, skip that row, and you can already see that our beanie is starting to decrease. And so just like that, you're gonna continue until you're done with this row, and I'll meet you. Finish the row, and I'm gonna slip stitch chain 2 to join. Now we're decreasing these two rows together right here. So we're gonna go through there and that one right there, and place a double crochet. This is now going to be a last row, well, not a last row, but it's just going to be a row of double crochets. So we're just placing double crochets in all of them right there. The two will be turned into one. What was the two front cables that became one front cable will now become, also we'll put them together and become one front cable, front double crochet. turning the two into one. And just like that, you're gonna go on around doing that, and then I'll meet you on the very last row of our beanie. So here I am at the end of that row, and we're about to begin the very last row of our beanies. So I'm just gonna slip stitch into there, chain 2. Now on, we're just going to be crocheting 2 double crochets. We're gonna be making the 2 front post double crochets into one. So I'm gonna insert my hook into those 2 and fuse them into one. Find your next 2, fuse them into one, and you can decrease however you will. If you want, you can decrease like this, and that's absolutely fine as well. Or you can just put your hook into both. It's honestly just fine. And you will feel your beanie closing up at the brim, as you can see. Well, of course, at the end, we're going to have a little hole, but that's going to be fixed with the crochet needle. And that's it. Reach the end, I'm just going to slip stitch, chain 1. That's the little hole that we have left at the top. Let me just grab my yarn needle, and so we close that off together. I'm going to cut off a little strand. Mine's quite long, it doesn't have to be this long. Put it through the eye of your needle and just move your needle into the stitches. Now, I want to make sure my yarn is in on the inside, and all I'm going to do is pull that yarn, because once I pull onto that yarn, it closes there. So I've pulled onto the yarn, and I'm just going to make a knot. On the inside, and you can cut that off later as you will, and then you also want to weave in the beginning chain that we had, and I'm just going to weave that in on the side here. Let me do that again. I use 2 strands of yarn, you see. You can just cut it off. I feel like you cut it off, it still might show a bit. I think I'll just use my crochet hook. And you look at that, you've got your crochet beanie. It's all beautiful. It looks fine like this, but if you want, you can add the little tassel or the ruffle pom-pom at the top. Honestly, I made just like this, and I'm leaving it like that. And that's it, guys. That is how we make a crochet beanie. Be sure to like this video, subscribe if you didn't already, and after you subscribe, ring that notification bell. Until next time, guys, see ya.